let there be light. Have you ever considered yourself light? Yes. And in your consideration, what did it feel like? How did it affect you? What did you find occurring? It's quite the trip for all of us as beings of light to come here and take on physical form. And in a way, separate ourselves from our light so far as our home. And then attempt to rediscover our light while we're here. What a game. Is there a plan to this game? With most games, there's something that goes on, and call it rules, or the way the game is played, or a plan. Perhaps that's what we're here to discover, is what our plan is, so far as relocating, rediscovering our light. I remember one time I had seen it in movies, I had heard about it, but I had never been there. And then I had the opportunity to go to Monument Valley. Any of you ever go to Monument Valley? Oh, it's a place that once you go there, it just wants to keep you there. Especially if you go there and you catch a sunrise. Or you catch a sunset. Absolutely spectacular. It just gets you and brings you in. It's as if there's a part of you that starts remembering that some of your connections have to do with this experience when the earth and the sun reach certain connections. And then there's this magnificent display of color, of power, of light. Sunlight definitely fills the soul. All you have to do is just open yourself and you feel it affecting you. There are a lot of properties of light, sunlight, that we know about and for the most part pretty much take for granted. Sunshine, vitamin D, vitamin C, light itself. Right now we happen to be in a very good time to experiment with how light affects us, and that with our shorter days, notice how it affects you emotionally. Notice if you get depressed with the absence of sunlight over a period of 2, 3, maybe 4 days. Of course, we live in sunny California, so we never have to experience that. Unless, of course, we live in the Bay Area. Then we get to experience it a lot. So, you know this thing about being depressed? We've also found remedies for it, in that we've developed full spectrum lighting. That if you actually avail yourself to it and have it in your house and wherever you are, that you won't be as inclined or as prone to feeling depressed. There are a lot of things with sunlight and light itself that we take for granted. And we don't really know a whole lot about it. It happens all the time. Where would we be without it? Most life forms on Earth just would not exist. It's an amazing consideration for something so common we know so little about. Wouldn't it be surprising if we found out that the sun really is other than what we have been programmed to believe it is? Just like the earth once was flat. What if we found out something about the sun that was much like the flatness? Just poof was destroyed. And in its place, something else was revealed. Well, you know, our technology right now where we are, it's absolutely mind-boggling. What we have and what we can do. There are these little devices, they actually fit in your hand. And you can have all kinds of communication with these devices. It's just amazing. And yet, why don't we use solar energy? Well, you know, the companies that own the dead dinosaur blood, they're not going to jump into solar energy. And the reason is, how can they make any money off of it? Everyone has access to it. But not everyone has dead dinosaur blood. So until that runs out, the sun's going to keep on shining, and there's going to be such an availability of different technologies and ways to actually improve life on planet Earth that will not be brought forward until we require it to be brought forward. Did you know that today was actually a no-burn day? I guess it's not cold enough. Oh, and by the way, that's not a blue sky I see out there, is it? The sun's shining. The air quality seems pretty good. I could see all the way to the East Bay, could you? We as light beings have allowed our light to be affected to where many of our expressions reveal this ignorance that we've taken on. Here's another consideration. We have goggles that we can wear that will amplify other starlight so that when our star isn't shining on our side of the earth, we can see in the dark. We can see almost as well as owls can. That's how good some of the things are that we can do. Wouldn't it be nice if those who created goggles that could be used for night vision, could create a mirror that would reflect our light back to us so we could see our own light? You're smiling. Okay. What do you suppose this place would be like if we used our light in ways of actually helping? All of us. But, you know, no pressure, please, please. This is not a pressure lecture. Not at all. Each of us has what is termed our light. And, you know, we can do with it as we please. That's a fact. Because such is the nature of free will. But an interesting thing about it is that how we use our light reveals how much light we actually are emitting. It's experienced in considerations of vibration. Whenever you choose to vibrate certain frequencies, you are actually allowing your light to reveal itself through those frequencies. Imagine what light looks like as love, as compassion, as joy, as peace, compared to other expressions of light such as hate, anger, bitterness. What was that noise? Is that light? Is that what Santa's elves? Must be. Did you hear that? Okay, so if we in ourselves generate certain frequencies, then we are actually expressing our light through those frequencies. And we affect ourselves as well as others around us. As a matter of fact, if we choose to generate life-giving frequencies, we actually fortify ourselves. We fortify ourselves against those who seek to dampen the mood of others around them. And you never know when you're going to experience some of those dampers. So it's as if you have to be able to live your light and let your light shine. To find that in the process, that's the primary way you affect your reality. All of us know we have an aura, or I'll say that in the context of you here today. You all know you have an aura. Most of you realize that you have a 12 chakra system. Not just 7, but 12, because there are other chakras in the whole system that actually affect the ones that are in the location of our physical body. So when we incarnate into physical form, we first have this energetic system that's up and running that actually allows us to live this experience as light beings. Now, I'm just talking things that, to a certain extent, most of us realize. But I'm speaking it in a way of recognizing that you and I, we as light, have a responsibility to how our light shines. And if we in ourselves find that our light begins to dim, that it's being affected by some of the dampers around us, to where we allow this to happen, we can change it. How many of you are feeling on top of your game today? A few of you? And how many of you feel like you could have improvement on? Okay, well, there's enough here to make this then realistic. I'm going to enter into something here. I'm going to ask everyone if you will do 2 things. 1, close your eyes. 2, open your crown chakra. It's that easy. They're pretty much in the same location. So, sit comfortably with your legs uncrossed. Now, imagine that your crown chakra is like the diaphragm of a camera lens. You want to see it opening up. And as you do, see a brilliant iridescent light spiraling in from your upper transpersonal chakras into your crown chakra. Feel it coursing all the way down into your chakra system, moving next into your brow chakra, then your throat, moving on down into your heart chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra. Feel this swirling, spiraling energy as it continues to move on down your legs, through your feet, right into the earth. Now, allow this running, flowing light to become faster to become stronger. Coursing through every part of your energy system and on out through the feet. Let it flow. Let it grow. Let it move. Let it increase. Now, cross your legs at your ankles. This is like a sink stopper. Now, feel yourself filling up as though you were an empty vessel, filling up with this liquid light as it flows faster and faster, moving up through your root, sacral, moving up into your solar plexus, heart, moving up into your throat, brow, and eventually flowing back out of your crown chakra. Feel it as it sends out this light. Some of you may see it as a Roman candle. Some of you may see it as an erupting volcano. And increase this flow to where it results in a rainbow of liquid light emanating from the crown, flowing still higher. Good. Now, if you were an old bottle, you'd be clean. If you were a radiator, you'd be clean. As a being of light, you have accomplished the same thing, in that you have chosen to cleanse yourself with who you are. You may open your eyes. But you don't have to. As with all things, this truly is your opportunity to express what you will because you have free will. And thank you for your attention. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.